We should talk about Eddington, though.
Yeah, we should.
We should talk about Eddington.
Because this Star Changing Worlds update might kill me before the podcast begins. So yeah, all three of us saw a movie, though. That's the lead, really, there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the talk of the week.
Yeah.
Because I so rarely see movies in the theater. And
yeah.
I was like, Jody, I'm going. Fuck it, I'm going. And she's like, are you really? I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Like, it'll just, you could wait and it just come out on streaming. It's like, well, I want to see it fucking now.
Right.
Okay. Go. All right. Have fun. All right. I will.
It's 2.5 hours. I mean, it is every bit of it to it. It's a long movie.
Yeah.
Before we get into talk about the actual movie, can I talk a little bit just right at the top, like on a macro cinema level, about Westerns? Because I wanted to hear you this. So I really viewed this as the last American Western. Like, period. I mean, other people will make it. Other people will inevitably make Westerns, and there are probably some in the can. But this is really the last one, because we're living in a transitional period where what it means to be American it's clearly shifting in the way that other countries have experienced throughout their long histories. We are now in that. So, on this, the Western is a very weird genre in and of itself. The American Western is, because it all takes place within 40 years of human history within about 1,200 square miles. So it's like it's an ultra specific genre. I mean, you could make a samurai movie, but you could have a samurai movie like samurais hundreds of years.
They were around for 500 years.
Yeah, hundreds of years. I mean, you could do an Egyptian epic, but then thousands of years. So, like, my point is that whenever an American filmmaker sets out to make a Western, they're doing it between, again, like 1,200 square miles and 30 to 40 years. Typically, this is typically what the Western does. No matter. And this is the most interesting juxtaposition is that even though you're hyper specific about those two things, time and place, they're always inevitably about the actual time period in which they're made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, and sometimes it's accidental. Like in the 1920s, whenever Westerns are serialized children's entertainment, it's really about, what you show your children, and then in the 1960s, when it's about isolation and state-sponsored violence, because through the Vietnam War, then it's you get Peckinpah and all these other. So the genre
Butch Cassidy
is Butch Cassidy is a great example. The genre, what it has it inherently has an interesting juxtaposition, because what you're supposed to be seeing is something ultra niche and specific, but you end up seeing something else entirely. So it's our fairy tale. It's our fairy tale land. Right.
It's our very little,
but even more so than a fairy tale would be, because of how the specificity. The specificity is
that is true. That is true. Yeah.
The juxtapositions of is what is like the secret sauce is what I'm trying to drive at.
Well, it'd be like our Arthurian legend or something like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like some sort of thing where we our national identity is so tied into it. It is. We've picked it as our favorite time.
Yeah, and the Arthurian thing was French or pre-Welsh, but it's whatever time they're writing it in, right?
Yeah.
So we're done.
What? Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
We're done.
We're done. Yeah.
So, as a result, Westerns in American cinema become documents of their time, and it's pretty obvious to everybody who watches them. You could take the people,
dads. No,
he is hyper. I think he's hyper. I think Ari Aster, in making this, is hyper aware of this. And I think that.
Do you think he set out to write the last Western?
I think yes. I can almost prove it by the visual language that he lifts from John Ford from the plot point and the metacasting, the first person you see on the screen is Cliff Clifton.
It's a Native American.
No, it's Cliff Clifton Jr. Do you know who Cliff Clifton Jr. is? He's the grandson of Carlos Gonzalez, who was a very famous character actor, his Mexican character actor, who was actually probably most famous for being in Rio Bravo. He's kind of like, and so like even like the first person that you see, everything's so layered with what he's doing.
Yeah,
the constraint, he's deliberately playing within the constraints of a Western. You can see that he's got two deputies. There's an in-story reason for him having two deputies, but it's actually a choice that he makes. You know what I mean? Like,
wait a minute. If I could, because this is the part I was like, I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get how this all layer works. But Emma Stone's dad was the sheriff.
Right.
Yes.
And then he died, and his son-in-law essentially took over the position.
Correct. Or got elected.
Yeah, okay. And he was the underling. He was like he was a deputy. He was like in the back, the black guy's position.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But they had four other deputies that you never saw because of.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that this mirrors Rio Bravo and the black guy is Ricky Nelson?
No. Kyle Rittenhouse is evil Ricky Nelson.
Yes.
Because Ricky Nelson saves the sheriff from the. There's so much. There's John Ford shots in it. Every time you see somebody in a long hallway with the light source behind them, that's a John Ford shot. There's so many times that he goes out of his way to show somebody standing in a doorway with the light source behind him. I think most famously the one wherever he's trying to get dinner with his wife and he's through the door and the mother-in-law is obscured. That's a John Ford shot. And there's so many John Ford shots that I was like, oh, he's evil John Ford. Like, and then I'm looking at Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm like, of course he cast Joaquin Phoenix. He's evil Henry Fonda, who, of course he would. And I'm like, all this stuff. And so then all this stuff is racing through my head. I'm seeing all this visual language that was invented by one guy, basically, and used repeatedly. John Ford.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, what does he do? He shows a clip for John Ford's Young Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yes. I knew it was Young Mr. Lincoln. I forgot it was John Ford.
Yes.
So yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's the admission there. And then of course, Young Mr. Lincoln, it's the people at the precipice of a new era of what it means to be an American with, the Reconstruction and so like we are clearly ushered into this new era at the end of Eddington. But I think that he set out and he successfully made, because the shootout at the end is Rio Bravo. Rio Bravo's shootout at the end takes place at night.
And that's what I knew that was the ending. Which I mean, just watch Eddington before you listen to this, because right. We're just going to go all over.
Because we all watched it, so we're like normally in these talks, I'm like, I haven't watched it yet, guys, and I make you guys shut up about some of it.
So we have to keep the story to some sort of.
I finally watched the movie. When it came out.
So when they had this giant shootout at the end,
yes,
you're like, okay, this is, and I guess that's to me the central, I guess, sort of mechanic question of it is there's that point where it goes on the news that Antifa killed the mayor,
right.
and
or attempted to.
Oh man!
I'll make my whole point about the both sidesism of this, specifically with the scene.
That's the deadest conversation to me. The both sidesism.
Yes,
he
kills the mayor in cold blood, kills his 18-year-old son, and then just kills a guy for fun, like because he's mad. And the homeless guy. He does all of that, and then you're like, it kind of both sides. No, it doesn't. No. It says these white kids are kind of foolish. Right. That's what it says.
If you walked out in the first half, because it seems like he's anti-mask and it makes him somewhat sympathetic at a point. It's like, are you watching the fucking movie, you fucking dumbass?
It does not. Oh my god!
No.
Yes.
No.
Never read Lolita.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just like saying Eyes Wide Shut is pretty even-handed. It's like pro secret sex society, and it's anti secret sex society. That's a mouthful, but you know what I mean. The joke was ruined because of my. But
no, I got you.
There's another thing at the beginning where Joe Cross, the sheriff, is looking into the bar, the mayor's bar, and and he has to get a drunk out of the bar.
Yeah.
And it mirrors the opening scene, not the opening scene, but it actually probably the exact same minutes into the movie of My Darling Clementine, when Wyatt Earp looks into the window and has to get a drunk out of a bar, and that's how he gets first offered the.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
this is what he did. Hold on, everything. All I think about is writer process here.
Right.
He took all of the fucking scripts to these John Ford movies and made like a super script.
Yes,
and then followed that as the template.
Right.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that's kind of fun. That's all I'm going to think about the next time I watch it.
Yeah, same.
Well, even the Katy Perry song takes place pretty much at the exact same point the sing along in the jailhouse happens. Even the jailhouse. Actually, the Katy Perry mirrors the dignity taken away from Dean Martin's character in the saloon.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's another trope. Everything that has happened in this movie has it's basically like a modern evil version of it.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things. Because what you're saying, this is I noticed this at the time because it does that sweeping shot where everybody's calm and in line with their masks on, except for one guy.
Yes.
You know, that ass. You remember 2020? There was that asshole.
Fred. Yeah.
There's one guy who insisted he couldn't breathe. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so goddamn. All of the sense shock, sense memory, the negative, oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh my god, I forgot about this shit. But anyway, that guy and the way he looks, they dispense of him, and then the camera pans around him like he would Jimmy Stewart or Peter Fonda or whoever.
Right.
And the way the camera spins around him, you're like, has the whole world gone mad shot,
right,
where you watch your hero process a lot of crazy information, but what you're watching are people being calm.
Right.
So yeah, you were right about this Western. I was keying on that he was using these hero tropes and stories to frame Joe, where he's the hero.
Well, he's even wearing a white hat.
Yes. And when he stood up and says that the mayor raped my wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when he says the mayor raped my wife, that was supposed to be this big, coming, bold, strong reveal where he's standing up to power. You can write the story the other way. But then immediately the movie doesn't let it go. Immediately you're like, this is some shit you made up in your head, you crazy motherfucker. There's blowback for everything.
That's another thing, that everything that Joe does that's evil, there's somebody in the movie that can trump him or could do it better than him. So so there's Austin Butler, there's evil Elvis who can make these allegations. Who can make a whole career out of these allegations, but Joe can't even do one YouTube video. Joe murders people.
He's being unmanned everywhere. Yes.
Joe murders people and blames it on BLM, but then the Proud Boys come and do the same thing better.
Yeah.
So it's everything.
Even the mayor has gotten to fuck his wife, and he hasn't gotten to fuck his wife.
That's the thing is, Joe is physically small. They show that a lot. He's weak. He's asthmatic. Yeah. It's his posture's bad.
That how pathetic he that moment that I noticed this because I key on this shit in people when that when he made that big scene, when he did his Madman wearing Oakleys in the truck video and posted it on Facebook, and then just one guy wrote his or the guy that he was defending in the grocery store gave him a compliment, and it was like a sweet nectar from the gods to him. Like it was and like how life.
You're one of the only good men left, Joe.
Yeah.
And you could see how he was how this technology has manipulated somebody into brain rot there. Like live.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other big thing in the movie, right? Yeah. Because
the big Magikarp company or whatever.
Yeah. Not even. It's a third rate. It's not even like one of the big ones. It's like that was
Pokemon.
That was the thing that was one of the most stinging things about it, is that you weren't even getting taken over by your local politicians. Don't even have the best place. They're not in the pocket of even the best ones.
Yeah, you're getting by the fly-by-night ones. Yeah.
Well, the other thing about Magikarp in reality is it's an AI thing that there's like a routine in the Magikarp thing that's supposed to make AIs lose their mind.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. So that's
what it. Oh, so that name. Wait, is that name not just a reference to a Pokemon?
No, it's not. There's an actual AI subroutine, something or other, named Magikarp. That's a real thing in AIs. That is partly what makes some of these AIs it's kind of like a Trojan horse kind of thing. Okay. Makes them lose their mind a little bit.
So he named the data center after like an insane,
a real thing.
Yeah, insane real thing. Well, that fits.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of he was that's what because I had thought oh my God, this is a collection of over the last 5 years, listening to Chapo Trap House, and they always have an article. We got an article this week. It's a doozy, and it's about some crazy some sheriff going and killing the mayor because he fucked his wife or something. These I've listened to these a million times, and they always make me laugh. And I mean, I gotta admit, Ari Aster's been on Chapo, so I know he does too.
Right.
So
and it's such a recognizable small town sheriff that I could driving around with his car with the "your" misspelled on it.
"your" that was a big one.
I was I know that guy. Yeah.
Oh, I laughed so hard at the "your" misspelled because the camera deliberately frames it at the bottom left hand part of the screen for so long. And it's so funny.
My favorite shot is the Pueblo policeman looking at the whiteboard, and he goes, "These guys are fucking morons," and then runs.
And then he runs out. No, yeah. I even like how he subverted. I really thought he was going to get through the whole movie without killing an Indian, but he didn't. The one thing he had to participate in.
Yeah, you're right.
In American Western cinema. So whenever you first go into the jail, you bring it up the whiteboard, but whenever you first go into the jail cell, they actually have a kid in the hoosegow. He's got, he's actually behind bars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because that's a Western, the Western trope that
you're right.
The first time you go into a sheriff's, a small town
there's
sheriff's
always
office,
a drunk in the tank.
But it lets you know the level of malevolence in the town.
Yeah,
it's a storytelling device to let you know what the law in the town is dealing with.
Your sheriff's going to be outmanned or he's going to be outmatched by the bad guy. He's got to really.
So the fact that this was a kid, lets you know that it's even lower than the sleepiest, towns.
Yeah. And the assholes outside the saloon that harass him are kids. They're not these ex-Confederate soldiers that are shell shocked. They're kids. They're 16. Yeah. They're trying to get pussy. That's all they're doing.
Hi.
Get out, get back. Yes, all of that.
I do find it. I do want to talk. I'm sorry, I didn't want to derail.
Yeah, no, you're fine. This is great.
I'm done talking about the Western stuff. I've clocked so much of it. I think somebody's probably going to make a killer YouTube video with the
definitely
with the John Ford shots with the Eddington shots. Somebody's going to do that because I know there's at least 6 that I can think of off the top of my head.
So
yeah, Solid Gold Magikarp is an AI token that makes AIs act erratic. Basically lose their minds.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of how everybody else loses their minds.
Okay, so I want to. There seems to be this juicy moment in the plot where it's about to go national. It makes national news. It's when you see this plane. Now, are they sent in by the Magikarp guys?
Oh, well,
is that what you feel, or is that just nefarious forces?
I thought that they were them on their own. No, I just felt like
well, it's purposely ambiguous. I think I even read an interview.
That's what I was going to say. So it's either Antifa.
They say they've got the labels for Antifa, so clearly they were Antifa quote. But they could be like
but is it a false flag?
Exactly.
Yeah,
ran by the Magikarp.
Yeah, they were wearing Proud Boys shirts.
They're playing what?
Oh, I didn't think they were ran by Magikarp. I just thought they were the Proud Boys who were just showing up on their own volition.
Well, no,
they were, because I think they were Antifa. They were Antifa coded.
They were Antifa coded 100%.
That is something. There are a lot of leftists on the internet. A lot of the smarter ones believe things like that. One of the big police stations that was set on fire by the Proud Boys.
Yes, that's what
they were doing.
That's what I thought the story was. Yeah, that's what I thought we saw.
There's a lot of.
I thought it was obvious that it was that, but I thought the Proud Boys do stuff of their own volition, not because tech companies put them up to it. I just figured that they travel.
Yeah, and
that's. I mean, there's a lot. And I even read an interview with. I think where
Ari Aster, where he believes you slip into a psychosis where you're actually seeing George Soros Antifa.
Did he say that?
That these are that at this point you slip into Joe's fantasy,
right?
And that's why the gun shooting and being chased, and so everything kind of works out for him, except for that twisted little end.
It's kind of a Rorschach test because, like, you can see it as Antifa, or you could see it as like, oh, it's a false flag, and it's purposely ambiguous. I don't think,
or is it natural? Yeah, natural jokers who are inflaming it. You know, doing Reichstag activities.
Oh, see, and I just thought it was for the Proud Boys. I thought they were wearing the.
They could be. I think they could. Then you're saying that
they were wearing the polos on the plane. That the Proud Boy polos, because they showed the collars when they zoom into the neck. I'm like, oh, they're wearing the Proud Boy polos.
Oh, okay. This isn't that thing I need to watch again.
Yeah, see, like
I thought they were funded by. At the time, I thought they were funded by Magikarp.
Oh, I didn't think that. I just thought like
that's a big theory out there as well, and that's also, I mean, and
yeah,
I don't think it's really that important. I think
it's not important.
Personally, I think it's funniest if the movies just turns into a satire of, hey, Antifa's real,
right?
But
I just think it's a loop. The Proud Boys represent somebody who does what.
I don't think there's an answer.
I do think there's an answer. I think that it's another loop, just like.
I mean,
I think it's the Proud Boys posing as BLM because they say Antifa and they say BLM when they do a blanket.
Right. Yes. Because it's all the same.
They do that.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, I don't. But I think Ari Aster purposely made it ambiguous enough to where people could. I mean, even the interview is like, oh, it's a Rorschach test to where you can kind of do what you want with it. If you think it's
well, the movie never leaves his point of view, and so
right. Well, because part of the themes of the movie is that everybody has created their own reality, and they don't really. Mm-hmm. Like everybody's controlled by their screens, and they all have their own realities that they're dealing with, and
sure. But I think that
so at the moment you were watching it, what did you think? Wade?
At the moment I was watching it, I was like, I enjoyed the first part of the movie, but I was starting to get dragged out, and I was like, okay, this is a nice portrait of this guy. Mm-hmm. And it's nuanced enough.
Now, what did you think of that specific?
But then when that switch happened, I was like, oh yeah, this is the shit.
Yeah,
because it like. There's different ways to see it, but for me, I was like, if you just switch and view it as a satire, I was like, this was all like what the reality we know, but now it's switching over to a reality where everybody's nightmares about the right wing people's nightmares about Antifa. What if it were real and this is what happens?
Oh no!
And it's kind of, and then the reality kind of.
I think it's like the Austin Butler character. I think it's somebody coming in doing what Joe did, but better.
Yeah,
and it I think that's what it was.
I can see that.
I think
right. I mean, I don't think there's a real, but like because the whole reality switches, and it's even at that point when the shootout happens. Like up until that point, everybody is looking at their screens pretty much the whole time. And then it shifts at that point when the shootout happens and it gets fucking crazy. And then at the end, and then finally, Shooter
Brian.
Kid gets his phone out.
Yeah, the Kyle Rittenhouse kid.
The Rittenhouse kid comes out and he takes and then he, gets the phone out, and that's when it switches back to screens, and it switches right back to the little montage of him moving to Florida and getting the girl and being and with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
And then that switches back.
I laughed out loud at that.
Same here.
Oh, I did too. Oh man, that was so.
But that's when everybody kind of goes back to their screens a little bit because they're and it goes back. But
to Wade's point, Michael sees the sheriff clearly at the end.
Frame him
through his screen. Yes, through his screen.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think that there's something to that.
Oh, yeah. I think,
and he's even to the point where that somebody says, "Sir, you're not supposed to be filming," and he continues to do so anyway. Well, like who's going to stop him?
Right.
But
yeah.
And the other thing is like it's kind of. Like the movie's kind of about this point of time when everybody collectively lost their minds or whatever, according to whatever kind of theories they develop from what they're taking from social media and everything. But like in the background, the whole time, the real threat, the whole time is this data center and AI coming in.
Sure.
And they're just fucking with them. And then at the last shot, it's just that AI data center. And it's like, that was the real threat the entire time that is in the background.
That's how the West was won. I mean, that.
Well, that element has a character in the story. It's the Democratic consultant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the harbinger of that. He's the face of the corporation.
Right.
Like running through, like the way that a stranger, a fancy guy from San Francisco would breed into town with no buying up the lands of the local hicks. Like that. That's sort of what was going on with that guy, the Democratic, because it's about a Democratic state with a bunch of Republican white men in power.
Right. Yeah.
So let me pose this. Let me just pose this. That it's not so much that the film actually slips into Joe's mind, because I don't think that's what happens. I think that's got faults.
I don't think that's what it is either.
But I do think that the camera POV never shifts from Joe.
Right.
Yeah. And so all of what's actually going on is all kind of visual subtext. Sure. And I think that's why you have such a goofy opening conversation about this movie. Is a bunch of kind of like, I don't know, like it's just a generation of movie reviewers and influencers that were raised on kind of Marvel level movies, trying to deal with this kind of like 70s kind of subtext to film.
Right.
But like
and there's so much subtext.
Clearly
I tried to read reviews of this movie and they're all asinine. They've like picked
I can't do that.
Picked one little thing they didn't like and there's like this movie sucks because the black person didn't have enough agency. It's like fine.
The conversation is totally, and I don't know, maybe I'm being manipulated by algorithms, but it seems like the entire conversation, at least on TikTok, has shifted. The left has now absorbed this movie. And so there is like a foolishness about not getting it from like the first rave of people who didn't get it. But like, I think it is because all of the cinematic language, the John Ford of it all, is focused on Joe.
Yes.
And so then he is like Don Quixote using the heroic epic to focus on an idiot.
Yes.
So is this.
Yeah.
And so he's using the Western as the medieval narrative, the medieval ballad.
Right.
That's how he apprised that to this dumbass named Don Quixote. That is a similar sort of what he's doing is taking the American Western and doing it to this impotent American man. And that was another thing. I think the movie was sold as a two-hander between these two powerhouse actors, but really Pedro Pascal is in a you know what? He's not a co-lead in this movie.
No.
This movie is Joe's movie.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at the painted picture for the poster, everything's in proportionate to screen time. And Joaquin Phoenix is the biggest head on that poster.
Yeah, exactly.
Pedro Pascal is smaller.
And so I do think that he's definitely using the language of film to give you this cognitive dissonance and to see it from, because I think the thing about the brilliance of the movie is that and this is why I guess that I have the most tooth in the game, like you with all your Western stuff, which sounded awesome, but which is that I think that it is that nuance of showing a character in that kind of a sympathetic light.
Yeah. That's when it was flying.
But there's nothing. That's when it was. But he was always telling you, this guy can't fuck his wife. This guy can't fucking follow. This guy, he's being out sheriffed by the Pueblo. Yeah. These fucking guys have no respect for him. He's like, you see, like how he lived, man. Could you imagine? We're middle-aged men. Could you imagine living in that house? You know?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so,
well, I kind of wanted to shift over to the women real quick.
Yeah.
Because you kind of led there naturally. First off,
okay.
There is an evil mom in this movie.
Yes, there is.
Okay, so
3 for 4 with evil moms on.
But so we have Hereditary evil mom. Midsummer has no evil mom.
Yeah.
Wade?
Well, she's dead, right?
She's dead. Yeah.
There's an evil mom that's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, she's not evil. She's just dead.
Okay.
Yeah, she got mom lost.
Okay, so you've got mom lost.
Family lost. They're all dead. Their family. Yeah.
Beau is Afraid is about an evil mom, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard enough.
But at the end, it's really about an absent dad, evil mom, the typical.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This one, this mother-in-law is featured as an comically evil mother. You know, and it's the Penguin's mom.
Yeah, the Penguin. She's been giving out the same performance in two different shows.
Hey, man, she's the best at what she does, apparently. Like
She's like the Wolverine of evil moms. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What she does is not very pretty.
Yes.
I think that in a certain way that this movie definitely underserved its female characters in a way that Westerns traditionally do.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of baked into the cake, unfortunately.
Yeah, sad evil moms in particular.
Well, I mean, if you see this movie from her perspective, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about this is I felt like the domestic stuff that was going with it with the three characters, the mother-in-law, the Emma Stone, and Joe Cross, that actually felt like it could have been its own movie.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with the stuff that was going on inside that house. Felt like it could have easily been its own movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it worked so well. But even Emma Stone is there to serve as the object of desire that motivates Joaquin Phoenix to go over the edge. Yeah.
All of his actions. Yeah. So the story's got to contextualize itself because it's John Ford and it's in his mind, it's his viewpoint of it all. He's got to contextualize it as he's fighting for her safety, her valor.
Yes.
And he's been none of that. Like this was
no. I mean, at the same time, he's like, if you want me to stop, I will. But he's fucking lying. Like he just goes right ahead with whatever he's gonna do. Actually, as detrimental as it is to her, but he doesn't. But then when she leaves, it's
So like, man, what a when I knew the movie, like I knew it was gonna, because it could have went. There was a while it could have went anyway. It could have been, a comedy of errors about COVID or whatever. Like doesn't it make you think or something like that. Right. But when Pedro Pascal,
weren't we stupid about COVID? This guy's I think the both sides is of idiocy is people like, you're right, COVID was kind of dumb. We didn't need to wear those masks. Like
but not really. I mean. He keeps on saying
no, not at all. That's the dumbest take to make out of it.
It is a horrible take because he gets deathly ill after saying
right,
he gets COVID. That it's a problem that every problem that he said was not there shows up later on. So like he's wrong about everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everything that he ever says he's wrong about.
Yeah.
He ends up wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But because when Pedro Pascal slapped him.
Yes.
Oh man,
the humiliation.
I was like, all of the humiliation. But when all of the movie tropes go there, like when the evil mayor slaps the noble sheriff in a movie, imagine Powers Booth, or like a Rex Ryan, or there were these great like evil these great like evil black hats, and the black hat slaps him like in the middle of the thing because he's trying to stand up for the public's peace or whatever. He's just trying to do his job. And I was like, oh, he's got to go. This has got to go. Like, and so when he just killed, and then the next, I was like, this has got to ratchet up.
Yeah.
Because he's already accused him of being and you can see it from Pedro Pascal's character. I would fucking, like, he publicly said you raped his wife.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, and so, like, when he shot him, I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. So I was like, okay, this movie's going to follow it because it's not a two-hander.
Nope.
There was no chance it was going to be a two-hander.
Yeah.
This was Joe's movie. And I was like, oh, shit. And, and when he starts trying to frame, but the camera didn't follow him. You didn't see him put shit in Michael's car.
No.
Right.
Yeah. And so the movie didn't tell you that.
Can we talk about the watch just for 1 second? I don't want to derail what your thought was.
Yeah. No. I'm at the end of it. I was just that the movie structure led you to believe, that how this was going to have to be a crazy.
I want to talk about the brilliance of the watch as an object because because Joe's truck, it says here's Pedro Pascal and he works for this Democratic consultant, and the Democratic consultant works for Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. So like. Mm-hmm. Basically, they are accusing this mayor of being in the pocket of a bigger system or a more sinister. And the fact of the matter is, he wishes he was in the pocket. The kind of he has such a glancing blow with power, like and the watch symbolizes this sort of like how soft the relationship actually is. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. It would have been nicer if she gave it to me in person. Like, well,
right.
That's a line.
But it's so the inscription is so impersonal. Yeah. From a great mayor, to like just so generic. And I just thought that was so brilliant, how much lifting that was doing. And that's if you were going to point to the both sidesism, I would probably bring up the watch. I mean, like everything that these guys believed was so overblown, and he goes in great pains. Yeah. So it's not just like a device. It's not just a device to plant. It's also doing. So much of this stuff is doing dual work. Yes. So like that. To a lot of dual storytelling work, and I think that's the real brilliance of it. I want to talk about Sinners a little bit in the context of this.
Okay, yeah.
I do find it very interesting because you're talking about two-handers, and Sinners is a very obvious two-hander. It's about two different characters, but played by the same actor. Wade saw Sinners?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, you saw it. That's right. Yeah, we talked. Yeah. I'm sorry. I blanked out for a second there, but both movies open with Native Americans trying to give a warning to people. I found that very interesting that you have that.
We're trying to protect you. Yeah.
One was about the warning about like staying off our land and masking up, and of course the other one was like trying to talk to. I also thought it was interesting that Austin Butler's character brings these two like this white couple, and they're like strays, and I'm like, they could have been the white couple that the vampire went to the door from. They could have been like, it could have been the exact same thing.
You're right. Also, you're right. But, and she gets ensnarled with him because she's lonely and doesn't feel like she has any place to be.
Right.
And so
and it's just like the guy's my old crazy QAnon girlfriend that said she was traded by Tom Hanks or whatever.
Right.
Not Real Girlfriend. That's like one of my follows.
Yeah.
You know, and both movies end with a white hat, or in Michael B. Jordan's case, a white tank top, in a shootout with with masked
enemies,
white supremacists. So
that's true.
I just think that there's like something in the soup here, because they're wildly differently constructed movies about but about similar things. Like there's a prosecution.
Well, they're both. I mean, they both acknowledge that we're a racist. They both acknowledge we're a racist country. Yes. So like, you know, they do, like, in that way. The movie is like, what I saying, dark woke, and I'm pretty sure that that's what One Battle After Another about. Is some sort of racial issue. You can kind of see what's going on there. Yeah. I think Sean Penn's playing a certain type of American.
Sure.
And so I think it's going to be dark woke, you know. So I think that's where I'm saying is there are these movies being released that are getting an audience. It's hitting a horrible bomb, like, and it was cheap. So like these things are getting like an audience that are like addressing these things that we kind of always wanted to see Hollywood do. And so I like that. And I do think you're going to get a few of them this year, but this one was, I don't know. I think I knew enough about Ari Aster to see, like, I know he's going to make an effort at making at impressing me.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, both movies actually get stronger as the time goes on. Like, each act is successively stronger than the first.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Sinners, the second act is better than the first act, and the third act is way better than the second. Like, and I feel like that was just...
Well, I think that they both use they tell the story the way a story should be set up, where the first half is about both of them delicately set up a descent, a really rapid descent. And so, like, you know, there is, in literally the Sinners, it's just gathering of the crew, you know, and that's the device that sort of brings him through, that you get to navigate the world. He introduces us to this world. And sort of Joe alone, and his, like, the camera never leaves his face, really. Like, you're until like the middle of the movie, you know, you're with him a lot at the beginning. And it's so, like, on him. You know, you see his asthma, you see his, you know, you see everything about him all the time. And so, like, I think that it was a lot of, like, setting up this world as he sees it for it to be this crazy descent. So I do think they had both of that structure to it. Oddly enough, it's the Avengers structure.
Yeah.
If you think about how very little happens in the first hour of the Avengers.
Yes, it's all wool gathering,
And then how much happens. Yeah. So, like, So I think that is definitely the structure of it. And it's so... Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited. Like, this is, like, when I see shit...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm excited. I'm having a good time watching movies this year. Like, I don't know.
I think that there's a personal belief. I think there's sort of a rebuke in this movie of individualism. I'm talking about in Eddington.
Yes.
So many of these people, these characters, think that they have agency when they don't. They're just people who were literally born into a certain circumstance. Michael's dad was a captain in the sheriff's department, and that's how he ended up there. Joe, same thing. That's how he ended up there. All these characters, I mean,
they're like all secondhand managers. You know, it's like it's like an old. They say this about old Broadway shows. You know, they go on tour, and you put them on tour. They're really. I remember because I went to theater school, so this is where that anecdote comes from. They would start off so good, and then because they were from the Broadway cast with the Broadway directors and the Broadway stagehands and prop masters and shit. And then they go on tour, and then they get the second best, which is still pretty good, you know. And then it goes on for a while. The second best leave to better jobs, you know. The third best leave for better jobs, and eventually everybody's just been handed the job they have. and I feel like the town of Eddington feels that way. Like,
well, yeah, in a real way. But like, I guess my larger point was, the best example of this is, I think there are some people who don't understand, who move through the world and don't understand why people are racist.
Yes.
And don't understand the circumstance into which like racist people happen. And I think that this movie illustrates, like, this could be an eye-opener for these people if they actually wanted to see it as an eye-opener. Yeah. So for the biggest example is this kid who is just trying to get this girl. So he Googles Angela Davis, and then he reads...
Specifically Angela Davis, a black radical.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
and, then he reads the anti-racist books that, she suggests. And then he starts spouting off this stuff at home. And
the scene with his dad is the funniest scene.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Me and one other sick bitch laughed at that so loud. You're white, you stupid. What the fuck? You're white.
Well, I mean, it's like, it's a rolling theme. It's a motif in there. Like the girl and him, like, look, I don't have a right to say this. I don't want to be saying, but they're the only ones yelling about it. I see what you're doing there. I'm on board.
My point is that, like, how can, if you want to know, like, why just reading a book won't change who a person is, it's because when they start, like, repeating, like, to the interpersonal relationships matter, and they affect a lot of what a lot of what a person believes. And this movie understood that.
Yeah.
When I think a lot of people don't understand that. And then they wonder why we're in the state we're in.
Right. Well, I mean, for the Rittenhouse especially, like, it's like, he doesn't actually believe in that. He's got his other urges, that are driving him to join this.
Well, everything is interpersonal.
It's all in the soup. Exactly, it's all in the soup. It's his relationship with his parents. I mean, I'm sure they didn't have time to put it in the movie, but I'm sure after he killed that, after he got famous for killing an Antifa guy, his dad treated him better than he'd ever treated him until then.
Yeah.
Sure. Everything. Yeah.
So you get that. It is all primal. It's all just like,
I'm not sympathetic to the kid.
Oh, God. No, fuck him. Yeah, no, he's an idiot. Yeah.
Right.
But the language of the movie needs to be for it to be real. You can.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, because I was, you need for the movie to feel real. You need to see this.
Yeah.
Ari Aster doesn't, just because he included that scene in there doesn't mean he wants dad saying that to their kids. That's not the point. He doesn't.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I like, because he has that, like, this Hereditary. I know you've never seen it, and it's like, it's a horror thing with you. But there's a moment in that where it's like he made him name, because there's a scene in Hereditary where Toni Collette's son kills Toni Collette's daughter on accident. And it is the most horrific thing in the world. But
Jesus fucking Christ.
How it keys on every fucking anxiety that sets that up. He set it up like clockwork. And it all sort of goes off, and you just see it in its dread, and you know what's going to happen before it happens. And it's Hitchcockian.
Did you? Because it shocked the fuck out of me. Like,
well, but but then how, like, that the movie did it, like, because it didn't take you to the
you knew something bad was happening, because that
it didn't take you to the edge and then pull you away from the edge.
No,
he dropped it. And it was earlier, and it's early in the movie, so you're like, I don't know what the fuck the movie's about. The emotional stakes that I have on all of these people just fell through the fucking floor. Like, not like it took away the stakes, but like you're just like, I don't give a fuck about the movie anymore. This is fucking a crisis.
I did think when I was watching this movie that I don't think that Ari Aster doesn't have anybody dumb in his circle.
Yeah, he is.
Like, I don't think, I suspect that he doesn't have much interpersonal relationship with.
He does live in New Mexico, though.
Oh, he does, huh?
Mm-hmm. He wrote this in New Mexico. I mean, I'm sure his parents are professors or some shit.
Right. I don't.
Yeah, he's from New York. He's like a New York. He's a New York City kid.
Somebody like you guys are in my circle. The person who checks me out at the library is not in my circle, but I see them every day.
Oh okay? So it's right. Yeah. He's hanging out with Bill Hader and all of these. Yeah.
I think, and so whenever I think this is such a deeply personal piece of work. That when I ask myself who is this for, I think the first answer, I think this is for Ari Aster. Like that's who I think it's for.
Right.
Beau is Afraid is definitely that. You're just like nobody hates their mom this much. Okay, I think you mismodulated that much.
So I think that if Ari Aster was the kind of guy who's like, I don't know, all my friends have really poor. Everybody, like half the people I know and love, have poor comprehension when it comes to media. Maybe I ought to be more clear. Like, I don't think he does. Like, I think he's probably hanging out with only smart people. I think that he made.
I guess. Yeah. And he is one of those guys that I think. He's got, I guess, probably A24 loves it.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
And I'm pretty sure he probably feels that he's got a lot of purchase with them. And I do think that he welcomes it a lot, like John Waters does.
Sure.
Where like when a John Waters movie comes out, like. It's all John Waters on the interviews, and that's that. For some reason, Superman was like that. It was just all James Gunn. He was Mr. Media availability, like for the last month.
Sure.
And so, but like I think Ari Aster's like that too. So I think he's the brand, and when that's the case, like you get to be a little bit more of an asshole, I guess, in Hollywood, and I don't think he squandered it yet. Like Beau is Afraid was his misstep because Midsommar was more talked about than Hereditary. And then like Beau was Afraid like knocked him off. But like this, I think it stumbled out of the gate because it was like idiot reviews. Yeah, but like I do think that I think this will be considered a masterpiece in 10 years.
Oh, I think time is good.
I think so too. I mean, it's not doing great at the box office right now, but who gives a shit?
I think time is going to be very good to it.
Well, it's. I think it'll do. I think it'll have one of those like one of them things where they talk about the drop was good.
Right, it's got a long tail.
Like, cause it may. Yeah. I think it's gonna be one of those movies. Cause Hugh unloaded all this fucking Western shit on me, and I was like, oh my god, I need to recontextualize this. Cause now I can put because I was like in my mind, cause I think maybe because it's cause how effective it was. In horror is it really does on your biases. I remember 2020, like the environment of like, I mean, it's burned into my brain. It's not like I remember it. It was burned into my fucking brain. That was a hard fucking summer for me. And like, I remember reading Lonesome Dove. That was like my sukar. Like the whole time it's keeping me alive. But, and I think I read Capital that summer. But like it was, because I was on Twitter. I was on Twitter way too much, and so was Ari Aster, and so you see like how people lost their fucking minds, and like I would see stuff like like I remember because leftists were like, "Hey, stop this shit!" Where like a little white girl is screaming at a black cop to like, well, you should be here with us. And I'm like, that's not. There's a million fucking structural reasons why that's not going to happen. So shut the fuck up. Right. Like this is. The kids say I shouldn't even be the one talking, and then he proceeds to talk for 20 minutes. Right. Like, yeah, like that shit is like burned in my memory too. Like that we had a moment where half the country, the most armed part of the country, was losing their fucking minds, and the most well-meaning part of the country was using the worst tactics, the worst everything, and the people that we were looking for, the leadership on the left, was completely was selling out to Magikarp. They were all just taking the fucking money and running, and how that all worked together in that movie. I was like, this is, and I enjoyed it from an artistic level. He's I'm like sitting here grinning. Good job, Ari. You're re-traumatizing me. Right. And I didn't think it was cheap, and I didn't think he was I did think it had the right tone. I think he saw these people with the right eye. These are not equal things. This guy's a monster, and he's killing in the town. Like these kids are dumb. Like I don't like like I think that's what the point. And
but I think it was all in character. Like these kids aren't really dumb. They're not.
Yeah.
It's all character based.
Yeah. No, they're well-meaning. Yeah,
no, they're dumb, but like. Yeah,
and she's reading Angela Davis. She's gonna be fine. Like if she sticks with that, she'll be fine.
right.
But also, she was, I do think that when you see a bunch of 18-year-old boys committed to an activist cause, let's say a good number of them are there for the pussy. Okay, right. I'm sorry. Like that's just that you've got to factor that into your activist movement.
Exactly.
Yeah, and when they get dumped, they'll join they'll join the Spartans over there. Okay, which is what he did.
Yeah, that's what the minute the love triangle between Brian, the Rittenhouse kid, and
the mayor's son.
Yeah, the mayor's son popped up. And then there's a shot of Brian looking longingly across the party or whatever. Mm-hmm. And my daughter's like, "Oh no, he's gonna end up right wing by the end of this." Like she clocked it.
She clocked it.
She moaned because it was just so tired. It's such a tired idea. And I didn't even like.
Neither one of them were into the activism. The mayor's son was just as much of a douche.
He was a bigger douche.
On an aside, nothing will make you feel older than hanging out with your adult child, and they clock something that faster than you. Then you're like, oh, I guess I should have. God, I'm slipping. I should have clocked that too.
Yeah.
But I guess it makes more sense because that's like her generation. It's that's like what she's got to deal with.
Yeah. But she was also, maybe it was a little bit you, because you've raised, I'm sure she's gotten some John Ford through osmosis.
Maybe, whether she liked it or not.
Because he was framed as the problem hooplehead. Right. Yeah, he was framed as the problem hooplehead. That's a classic trope, that the drunk dumbass, one of the dumbasses hanging out by the bar at the first scene.
Yes.
Is going to do something stupid at the end, or heroic, or whatever, And so it followed him. So you knew that he was going to be there. Little things like how the movie's told in subtleties. First off, I did think that, but when the mayor was shot, because they was kind of lining him up like he was about to get shot, and then when he shot through the back, I was like, it's the black guy, I think, trying to shoot the kid. And because I didn't know.
Sure, they subverted that too. Because because
they set him up as he was an ace shot or whatever.
Right.
But that was subverted. That was just allowed them to frame it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man! And when that Native American, when that Pueblo cop clocked, the guy Michael in the cell was talking to him.
When he sees the handwriting, he's like, search.
Well, whenever he clocked the handwriting.
Yes.
And he reads the handwriting at the exact same time that Michael in the cells tells his uncle that he's being set up. And he reads and then runs out. God.
Oh my God. I didn't see all this. You're really this was now I need to see it again. I mean, because I thought it was a masterpiece just on the I think he achieved his emotional, he told the story. He wove the magic he wanted to weave.
Right.
No,
because where by the end of it, I was enraptured in Joe, and I knew what he was making fun. I knew the commentary. But you're right, with all that structure, and I knew it was from his point of view, he was the hero of the camera.
Right.
But you're right, it is John Ford. That's film school shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you look,
because that makes me want, because rewatching it, after I was done, I was like, you know what, that first half was great. But I don't know if I could rewatch it, but I can rewatch that fucking last act.
Oh yeah, where it goes into descent into crazy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was
it does feel like a reward for sitting through that for us, doesn't it? It does.
Yeah. As soon as that camera panned up and it cut to the Antifa plane, I was like,
yes.
Oh shit's different now.
Yeah. And then when that last shot where it's just it's that's some Ari Aster vibes too, where he's in the you know, how he has to get into bed. Like, he's miserable. He's a mayor, but he's fucking...
Mother-in-law's fucking the help.
The
nurse.
Yeah, and like, oh my God. And it is immiserating. You just think about it. And
well, that's the end of My Darling Clementine, where Wyatt Earp has Walter Brennan dead to rights, and he says, I'm not gonna kill you. Get out of town. I want you to live like my father lived. I want you to know what it's like to lose, you know, your sons, and like I hope you live 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like the bad guy of the movie like has to like live with all that he's done.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
And so it's like he's like evil. He's putting on his evil John Ford hat. I call him, and there's a when he's funny, he's like evil Coen brothers. I feel like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did think it had a Coen brother. Like, this is the movie the Coen brothers would have made when they were his age. I think if responding to 9/11 and stuff, because I do think because they have that bleakness of eye, the Western, the cinematic obsessions.
Well, I think that even Joaquin Phoenix sometimes is doing like a Jeff Bridges. Like at the beginning, some of his bewildered, bearded looks look like Jeff Bridges from Big Lebowski.
He does, yeah. Which was Western pilled too, you know.
Yes, it was.
And noir,
yeah.
No, when the nurse gets into bed with the mother-in-law, that is. Come on, guys, that was funny. Like,
No, it
was funny. I laughed. I think the thing I laughed at the most was when he's like, "Come on, guys, what are we gonna run on?" He gets the whiteboard out and they say whatever, and it is just Pablo, but then the black guy, because you're like, okay, so if a lesser movie's gonna make the black guy too noble, and so he just goes in Bitcoin, and I was like, oh yeah, you're into bullshit too, like, yeah, come on. Well, but it's totally impertinent to the mayor of Eddington, New Mexico.
Yeah.
It is. Well, the thing is that what does Bitcoin have to, like, where do you find it? You mine it, and Eddington was a mining town.
That's true. You're right.
It's a mining town.
Oh shit, there you go, in the data mining.
Yes, you have a deputy who's obsessed with getting rich. It's an old Western trope as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So I like everything about that was a lot of the. It was pretty ballsy. Like, it was pretty, like, it said a lot. I felt like it said a lot. It was the most, like I said, it was the most Chapo-pilled movie. It was the most, like, I think, like, it sees the world like I see the world.
Well, and that's
why I guess that's so nice when you watch a movie like that.
It is. But I actually think that's, for the present, I think I have a lot more hope for the future. Like how they're going to view this. I think time's definitely going to be kinder to it than the present.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I think maybe like this weekend might be kinder to it than last weekend. I think like
I think if people want to see Pedro, they'll go see Fantastic Four. I don't think that.
That is true. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be the same Pedro head. Let's put it that way.
No.
I forget, man. Yeah, he was in that, and now he's going to be in Fantastic Four.
There's nothing about the Eddington trailer that makes you think that you're going to have a good time. Though, like,
right.
Yeah, no. I guess that I was like, okay, if I watched that trailer and it said, I'm sorry to pick on her, but like if it said Lena Dunham, I would have go, nope. Like, you know. I saw that trailer and it said Ari Aster, and I was like, okay, you got a ticket sale, buddy.
But even then, there are some people who are like the reverse of me. The people who want the horror stuff.
Yeah.
Or
don't want the non-horror flavor of his.
That was the review I was getting, is that people were like, I wish Ari, and it is true. People take risks more in horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's because,
well,
its only requirement is to be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not to make you think. Like, you know.
Yeah. Well, people like to be shocked, but they don't really like to be surprised. They don't like their expectations subverted really all that much.
Am I right about in Midsommar, there is a political element? They're Nazis, right?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, they're Nordic cult people.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but I think that, there's like,
I mean, they're a little bit racist probably. There's like what's his name? Chidi from
isn't Chibi's in it? Yeah. So yeah, okay. So I need to. I'm watching that this weekend probably or whenever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Midsommar is great. I mean, it's good. It's
good
stuff.
Yeah, I need this. I've never really watched a Francis Pugh movie, so I guess I need to.
Florence.
Well, I've seen her, but that's not her. I mean, she's in like 20. That's all I've seen her in. That's the only thing I've ever seen her in. I haven't seen Black Widow or any of the Marvel shit. I mean, I've never seen her in a Marvel movie. Not by purpose. Right. I'm not banning her. It's not come my way.
Right. Well, Midsommar, if you want to see her be good in something, it's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
She's good in those Marvel movies too, but they're fucking Marvel movies.
And my boy Will Poulter is in that too, right? The hair lip wonder.
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
The Adam Warlock from the last Guardians of the Galaxy. He's in The Bear too.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Will Poulter, he's in a lot of movies. He was in.
I know. I don't remember names. Okay. I'm sure I recognize him. I'm sure you're right.
He's an actor in a lot of shit. Okay, but no. So, a true masterpiece, and I like it. Sinners is good too. So I'm just it's maybe P.T. Anderson, Matt Leia did. I don't know what else is coming out this year other than that. I talked about that Lanthimos movie.
There's that Lanthimos, yeah.
Uncut Rock.
Right. Right.
I'll watch that.
How does that feel to be the Safdie brother that's not? Because that's just Benny Safdie. That it's written and directed.
Yeah, well, I think the other one guy's dream of being like a third tier in every Christopher Nolan film, I guess.
I think that is Benny Safdie. That's the third tier in all.
Wait, so there's an Art Garfunkel Safdie?
That's what I'm saying.
So there's one Safdie out there doing all the work? I thought
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like, how does it feel to be him? Because that rock movie does look like it's gonna do something.
Yeah. I mean, people will talk about that movie. Like he's banking on it too. Rock is career is fucked without it.
He's in trouble.
He's gonna have to do Moana 3.
Yeah. James Gunn. Yeah,
he'll do it.
No, yeah. James Gunn specifically
shut him out. Yeah,
kind of shit talked him in the rollout.
Well, because they set up a battle. The Rock was a dick first. I'm sure. Like
the Rock tried to take over in the studio.
There's a new hierarchy in the DCU, and it's Adam, Black Adam, and we all know how that turned out.
Oh,
yeah, he actually legitimately tried to take over the studio run while Warner Brothers was signing
a failed coup, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, he had a failed coup and the movie, and that's how he put. Okay, so that's what happened. Then he suckered Henry Cavill into being in a unauthorized. Warner Brothers did not authorize any of this,
right?
Because it was a co-production with The Rock's production company. So The Rock's production company had more power than I don't know whoever directed the fucking Aquaman movies, but so he put Henry Cavill back as Superman and put him in the movies after James Gunn had already wrote a new Superman movie and was signing the contracts with Warner Brothers.
So The Rock is sewing Henry Cavill a suit and stuff that's crazy.
Yes. And the whole point was to get out there and get the fans they were trying to
no.
This sounds like old military. They were trying to absorb the decimated Snyder bro regiments. They were trying to encompass them into their army to take on the Warner Brothers army. But James Gunn.
Oh, so you're talking about being too online.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And this has all happened. This is all behind the scenes, or this was all really happening. And so then James Gunn had to get fireball. He had to fire Henry Cavill, and he had to fire The Rock. I guess they, fired The Rock or whatever.
Well, the Black Adam's box office fired The Rock, I think.
Yeah. And then the Black Adam tanked, so there's nothing. It was a pure. Their forces were decimated. So The Rock had to retreat back to his homeland. I don't know, Hawaii, I guess, the Malibu, right. And conjure up a new thing, and that was signing an allegiance with the A24 forces.
Right. Doing another Fast and Furious movie, but not with
Vin Diesel.
Vin, because Vin's also dead in the water. He can't get anything done. But they're making another spin-off there was the Hobbs and Shaw movie, and they're making a sequel to it, but The Rock is there. It's not a sequel because he hated somebody in it. And
I think those movies are real dead. I think aren't they? I mean, I'm not saying they might release another one, but it will have zero cultural relevance.
Vin Diesel is trying so hard, but he's persona non grata. Yeah. He's a creep, and everybody wants to work with him, especially The Rock.
Real quick before we get off, I want a real thing. Let's talk to me here, buddy. Talk to me here. Do you have any inside dope? What is going on with the South Park contract?
Guys, I gotta go, but you guys, I want you to. I hope you get it sorted out.